What's going on, everybody? This is Famine from Famine Studios. Happy Sunday. We made it through. We made it through the Black Friday window. We are into Small Business Saturday, which happened yesterday. Cyber Monday tomorrow. Today is Sunday. Anthony, first one through the door. Welcome. You should be proud of yourself. I think Bjorn's going to be a little upset. Somebody should check his tent, ring a bell, let him know. But this was a surprise stream. There he is. Speak of the man himself, Bjorn. You were beat. I wanted somebody to go ring your tent bell, but I am just coming on here. I figured we'd do a shorter live stream today. We could talk about. We had Black Friday, we had Small Business Saturday, weekend deals, all that. Tomorrow, Cyber Monday. So just curious if you guys picked up anything. I did get some pickups and had some items come in that I had ordered a little bit earlier. So we can talk about that and just some more of what's going on with Gimmick. I could tell you guys an embarrassing story about me getting a toy in the mail and not realizing that it was actually articulated beyond what I thought it was. I had a reel go up today. It's been doing pretty well. I don't tend to post negative content, but that was a negative reel. Humor me. Check it out if you haven't already. Please be sure to hit the like button. Helps the video, helps the channel. If you're new to the channel, you're watching this on the replay, or you're new and just checking it out, please subscribe. I appreciate that. We do lives during the week. Normally on Fridays, we do the World Makers Consortium over on Rad Toys channel. Excuse me. I just had a beverage. We do the live videos over on Rad Toys channels on Fridays for the World Makers Consortium, where we talk 118 toys and world building. We are on a holiday hiatus for this Friday, which just passed, and this coming Friday, and then we will be back at it. Mondays, we have the Toy Crew. That is, thank you so much, Fatback. Glad to see you. Can't wait for your next video, my friend. That last one was a long one. It was good to watch while we had an off day. And I was able to put it on the background and actually pay attention to it while I was working. So that was a twofer. As I was saying, we do Toy Crew on Mondays, headed up by Onezilla over there on Rad Studios. Please drop in. Eddie's one of the regulars on the show. It's something we're doing on Mondays. It's fun. Bjorn is messing with the HK-47 droid, which came with the Revan 2-pack. I haven't been privileged enough to pick that up yet. Hopefully I will. My Black Friday deals this week were another one of these lovely HK droids from Ahsoka. Got him posed down like a weird. I was experimenting. This one actually came kind of crammed in the package, so I just let his legs chill and they fixed themselves. I could have done it with heat or hot water and cooled it, but I didn't. But I just had him in some like crazy kind of like kung fu pose, trying out something. And I got this gentleman right here, this Nikto Raider from The Mandalorian Season 2. Was it? No, Season 1. No, it was Season 2 with the Walker, right? Was that Season 2? Season 2. Very interesting figure. I do like that the helmet comes off. I also see that if you work at it, you can get the shoulder pads, skirt, and all that off and have just basically a bare bones figure. I don't like sculpted pistols in any form, being on a 6-inch figure, being on a 3 3/4-inch figure. I don't like it. It's kind of annoying. I see that they did it. It's a nice detail, but it's not for me. But if I get the opportunity, sorry for throwing that toy. If I get the opportunity, I'd love to pick up a couple more of these guys, just have them swap the heads out maybe, or put a different Nikto sculpt on there just to add some variety. And it kind of looks like Mad Max post-apocalyptic, so I really like that. Or like a pirate. So I do dig that. I haven't really messed around with him as far as posing goes, but it looks like a fun figure, so that's cool. Then I guess I'll tell you my embarrassing story now. This guy isn't fully dressed because I started stripping him of his gear just to see. Essentially, I got him, and I made my little video about the colors. The colors that are not great because it doesn't match what was in the cartoon. The card art didn't carry the same weapon. Doesn't matter. But anyway, When he arrived, these arms were so snug there, like this, like they were so up against the armor. I did not know. Like I tried to move them a little bit, and I was like, "God damn, those are in there." So I thought it was just a weird version of them using 90-degree arms. Like it didn't even move like it did now. And then someone said in one of the group chats, or rather the guest chats for a show, try strong arming it. Essentially, that's what I did. And lo and behold, the damn thing actually does articulate. So I ate a little bit of crow, thinking that this dude was like really limited in its posability. It is still a tough pose, but it's going to hold it. That's good for the shelf. Um, I also like the helmet is removable. Would prefer a swappable helmet. You know, beggars can't be choosers, and I do like that the head sculpt is different. Doesn't look exactly like Tem, and that's really cool. Could be somebody else with a little bit of paint. Looks like one of the younger clones. And the galaxy working on Xenohuman hybrid gal, tricking out her dog alien companion. Accessorizing my avatar. That's awesome. Yeah. Inside baseball, what you showed me, it's awesome. I think you're on the right track there. Those were really brilliant uses of parts. So keep on that path. I think you're gonna get something really kick ass out of that nobody else is doing. But yeah, I had no idea that this sucker articulated. I'm like, man, why didn't they just like use the ball joints and arms that they have for other clones that they used with this torso before? Just that's how jammed in there they were, and how stupid I am. Like that's entirely famine, not knowing what he was doing. The holsters are interesting. I'm sure this is an older figure, so you guys have probably seen it, but the holsters are interesting. They hold the DC 17 pistols, two of them. The other one's up there, and he also comes with a pauldron, but I took it off of him because again I was experimenting. Dogs are being goofy over there. But some other stuff that I got was, I'll actually take this one off of here. Well, actually, I'll use that as the showpiece. So I have a Nathan Fillion head for my Mal custom that I've been working on from Firefly. And what I'll do is I'll bring that up here. And I ordered from Spartan 118's Black Friday painted head sculpt sales. He had painted head sculpts for 15. So I was able to get a painted Malcolm Reynolds. I am going to give him a bit of a wash and give the rest of the flesh tone a wash. Probably dry brush the hair just a little bit more. But it absolutely looks really good. Definitely looks like Malcolm Reynolds. So I'm happy with that. And then the other one, I'm just going to do a quick head swap here so I don't have to hold. And also, they shipped in this really nice like dental container. So I'll probably keep that around and use it for like a container on one of the ships or something. But the other one, which will be used for a different figure, clearly, is Arnold from Terminator Dark Fate. And if you look, you can see some of the exposed T-800 skeleton. So that will be going for a different custom on a different body. But I thought that was really badass. Couldn't pass up the opportunity to get that. And it's really well done paint. So yeah, those came in. I also do have a couple other head sculpts from Spartan 118. I just haven't had the time to sit and dedicated paint them. So this was a great time saver, and it gives me the opportunity to, do some weathering, experiment with some washes. Right now, I don't have Mal's pistol because I couldn't get. Yes, it was Spartan 118. Hey, welcome to the show, Josiah. So I don't have the reaction Malcolm Reynolds figure, and the store that usually had them in used to have like 10 of them on the pegs. They're all gone now. So right now I've just got him holding Zoe's reaction mare's leg. I'll probably paint that up. But I would like to get Mal's pistol in the future to go with him. Oh, I'm trying to think if I scooped up any other deals. Yes, I did get this down here, which is the Lightyear. This was an Amazon. I think this was Amazon exclusive. This is weird. It was on sale on Black Friday or on Thanksgiving, one of the two, and it was like $8 with tax shipped. You know me, that's like a sweet spot for me. I'm a slut for savings, as I say. And this is like, it's a weird package and all that stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet 3-pack. Comes with one of the Cyclopsian drones, or whatever, Cyclops. 2 Star Command figures, Space Rangers. Yeah, it's Cyclops. It's called the Cyclops Clash Pack versus the Space Ranger pack. And for $8, that's right in the sweet spot. Why wouldn't I scoop that up? We always love big giant robots in this house, so those parts will get used definitely. I have a couple of the yellow ones, so I have a small, fleet of these, and then the bodies always have opportunity to get used, so those will. And then, in other exciting news, we got Famine Studios stickers. Went with a new company. I'm extremely happy with these. They're vinyl stickers. They are tough. I kind of put one through its paces, doing a bit of crumpling, playing with it, and just seeing, good adhesive on these, good lamination. I'm doing them 2 for $5. You can use Ko-Fi to donate, or if you don't want to do that, you can hit me up on Instagram and I'll shoot you my PayPal, and we'll get these squared up. They are shipped, $5 shipped for 2 of them. Parts of the money from these are going to go treats for the pets because they are such good critters. Stark's looking at me like, I love treats. That's my favorite thing. Treats are great. Can I have a treat now? No, you just had one, bud. But you can see the pictures over on Instagram. Snowflake helped me model, and they're actually really great for blocking your pet's butthole when they decide to show it to you for the picture. So consider it. A lot of family photos with pets. Slap a Famine Studio sticker right over the rear end right before the picture, so when the dog goes, nothing showing. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. Hey, sounds good to me, Bjorn. They're going to go out. I think I'm going to send them Friday. I could send them through my mailbox in the house. I just figured if I send a stack of them, might be quicker, but I can always use the mailbox outside because they're going to be traveling with a card. Nice, thank you. With the stickers inside, regular post. So no extra shipping or anything like that. Delta 17, is that one of the Kickstarters, or is that one of the ones that's already funded that they're going to have additional figures? Oh, okay. Yes, the O-Ring line. They were guests on Dom and Joe's show, Toy Domination, on Thursdays. It was 2 Thursdays ago, I believe, if I'm remembering correct. So if you are a 118 collector, or you just like toys and you like chatting about toys, you tuning into this, you think I'm even remotely professional, they are by far way more professional. When Joe's there, when it's just Dom and me, gets a little unprofessional, gets a little wild, but we made it through. Joe's check cleared, so I made sure that the show didn't derail entirely. Hey, hit me up. Depends on how many cocktails I've had. It's 2023, baby. Almost 2024. Could be your year. How you doing, Liam? Toy Connections online. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it was an otherwise. There still are a lot of really good sales on Amazon. I recommend anybody considering getting any dinosaurs, get the Hammond Collection T-Rex now while it's like $16. $16 for that Hammond Collection T-Rex. It's got the fixed eyes too. The one that I got was one of the earlier ones. I don't mind the eyes, but the newer eyes are easier to read through the clear gloss plastic. They're like glass eyes that are in there. Highly recommend it. It has been confirmed that it's the new updated version. What else did I see? Boy, there was a Corythosaurus from the Hammond Collection was only like $6. There's a lot, and those sales are still going on. What Famine does in his free time is his business. Hey, business is booming, and Liam is apparently business. Again, some of you guys that are regulars to the show, you already know about it, but Liam is one of my best, closest friends. He is a great cosplayer, a great toy collector. G.I. Joe on Instagram, go check out his stuff. He's a big Snake Eyes aficionado, clearly by the name. Big Transformers guy, TMNT fan, likes watching what I do. He's a big Cyberpunk guy too, so check his stuff out. Please give him a subscribe, a follow over on Instagram. Do that. So what did you guys pick up during Black Friday? Was there anything anything particular that you guys scooped up that you're waiting on, or a sale that you waited for? Is there anything you're waiting for Cyber Monday? If you are a toy maker or a customizer and you're running a sale, drop it in the chat. We'll throw it up on the screen. We'll get the word out to the people that are watching right now. I gotta get a brace for this thing. Lock it in place. Hi, Rosie. You're so beautiful. Yes, that's right. And you worked at Chucky's, right? The toy store / collectibles store / comic store. Letting some of the I've been notified. This is apparently a thing that's been going on, is where people don't get notifications for people's lives until like 15 or 20 minutes later. So I'm just letting a couple of people know now. Okay, let's see. Getting in a Dio game, taking all the tips and trips you can shove in your ego little learn holes. You should put that on a shirt. That what is she, a battle sister that you showed me was really good. You should post pictures of that. That was a really good custom. I can imagine. I was surprised. We traveled. Sir, get off your brother. He's not doing anything dirty to him. His brother's just sleeping and he's standing over him and just like hovering like a sawhorse over top of his brother who's trying to sleep. I was surprised. We did a bit of traveling Friday after I got out of work. Started to feel better. We hopped on the road. We went and saw a concert Friday night, and then we went and stayed with a friend. But like, I didn't see nearly as much business traffic as I thought I would. Like, I thought for sure traffic would be out to the roads for malls and all that stuff. I don't know what it like. Maybe now that whole place is being closed on Thanksgiving is really taking effect. Like, people have realized that maybe don't go absolutely apeshit for Black Fridays. UFC 118 Build and Brawl. I didn't know that they had 118 UFC figures. Do they have a Brock Lesnar? They do have a 118th Brock Lesnar, huh? I ask why. I ask if there's a 118 Brock Lesnar because he could be a Venom, he could be a Gamorrean Gladiator, or what the hell was the other option that I had in my head? I had a third one and completely lost it. I am exhausted. The dude from Expendables. It wasn't Chuck Liddell. I mean, I imagine they have a Chuck Liddell figure, but it's been ages since I watched it. I saw the first two, and then he just kept going. I was like, they're going to keep making these things, aren't they? And then they did. The Beast Incarnate is missing a foot. That's good. Keep that ankle lock game. Limit the opportunities for people. I gotta turn the screen and show you guys this. Randy Couture. Do you see him just sitting on his brother? He's just... And he's not doing anything to him. He's just sitting there. Stark, what are you doing, buddy? Oh my goodness. Oh, Lord. These guys, they kill me. Doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't. Randy Couture, okay. Now if... See, that's one of those things, is like, I wouldn't mind. Yeah. And Sylvester Stallone being like, I'm getting old. Like, we know. Same with the wrestler. I want my bird. Mickey Rourke. Him getting old too. Like, hey, Roddy. Hot Rod. He was a class act, especially when it came to standing up for wrestlers' rights as workers. And also, like, anytime somebody tried to downplay the level of physicality that professional wrestling has, and the talent that professional wrestlers have to continue going. One of the best clips I ever saw was him on, oh Christ, what's his name? He's such a piece of Bill Maher show back in the mid 90s, probably 94, 95. And Maher was running his mouth, and Hot Rod literally pulled down his pants and showed him the scars on his body, and was going through and listing all the surgeries and stuff that he had, and was like, yeah, we are tougher than you will ever be. I am a big wrestling fan. I'm big everything, but I'm a big wrestling fan. Rowdy Piper. He was a professional wrestler. He also transitioned into acting. He was in They Live. Countless television shows, had a great bit part on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which killed me every time. Every time I've seen that episode, absolutely kills me. Dude was a legend. So I do recommend. Was it? It was okay. It was later in the 90s then. Okay. Yes, exactly. The only thing that he did was questionable, and I say questionable. I'm not the target, so I have really no say in it. But was when he painted himself black. I cannot say if it was or was not blackface. All I can tell you is that he painted himself from head to toe black entirely on one half of his body. He was wrestling against, I want to say, Junkyard Dog. Bjorn, you are probably more familiar with the early 90s or late 80s, early 90s feuds. Was WrestleMania 7 that he did this? It's been since scrubbed from the WWE Network. They've addressed it. They treated it like that. There was some talk that it was actually JYD's, I believe it was Junkyard. That it was Junkyard's idea because they wanted to prove that it wasn't about race. It was poorly received, understandably so. But that was really the only thing. Bad News Brown. That was really the only thing that he ever did that was like really fucking awful that anybody talks about. So, I mean, coming up in that generation, the fact that that's all, and I say all because, again, it was allegedly the whole thing, because he did a William Wallace thing. For the WrestleMania commercials too, or Triple H. I don't know. It was a whole thing, man. Hey, we'll talk, Anthony, because Hot Rod's a hero in this house, so you and I'll talk. Yeah, he was the babyface. That's the weird thing. But stray away from wrestling. But he was one of those guys that kept going well into his old age, and then he got cancer, and unfortunately, he has since passed on. But I wouldn't mind if a company did, and I know it's a licensing thing. I know it's really tough for them with licensings. if they did a line of movie like wrestlers as they appeared in movies. I know WWE easy for me to say. WWE did that for a hot minute with a lot of their wrestlers. They did John Cena. They did John Cena from Fast and Furious. They had done a couple of. They did The Rock as Will Hobbs. But I would absolutely love for a company that's doing good 118 stuff to like produce characters or even people as their character in films. That'd be really cool. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin in The Expendables, his character was badass. I'd love a nice 118 scale Stone Cold Steve Austin. That'd be sick. Dad loves him more than he loves you. Oh goodness. Like there's so many opportunities there. I know there was one company doing 118. They did the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Ray Phoenix, and I believe it was in 118th. Cole is in 118th building brawl, but he's expensive. Of course he is. He's the rattlesnake. He's Stone Cold Steve Austin. I get it. Love that dude. I never got to see him wrestle. I did get to see him kick ass a few times, but I never got to see one of his matches. But I did get to see him clear a ring, beat people up. I think he dropped a stunner while I was at WrestleMania. Oof. I had to clean these glasses off, guys. I'm over here catching myself looking in the screen, looking like an old guy, trying to read. And I'm like, why am I having such trouble? Well, it's because my glasses are dirty. I did see a 118th Umaga. Anybody who remembers who he is. He's another wrestler that's since passed away, died very young. I saw 118th Umaga and he was like screaming faced. And I was like, man, that'd be a great goon for like a Star Wars diorama. And then I just never picked him up. Why? I don't know. I'll do that sometimes. I'll see some. It's got to be the ADD, ADHD, whatever. Whereas if I'll be like going through a bin of figures at a toy store, I'll be pulling figures I want and setting them aside to buy them. And I'll come across something and I'll be like, oh, this is really great. And then I'll just set it back in the thing. I don't know why I do that. But that happens. Jedi Revan is the star of the 2-pack. Better articulate. I'm sure. And also, like, it's an entirely new sculpt, right? Like, there's no reuse at all. Yeah, I want the flight suits and the Hawaiian shirts. Those are my big, like, wants from those. That's what I'm into. Completely untoy related. I was able to get this at a flea market in Connecticut. The Trove, or Treasure Trove, Liam, is where I went. I've been looking for a set of little staghorns for a project. I'm going to be molding and casting these. I found these. They were on sale, and then there was the 25% off for Black Friday. So I have them, and I'm super excited about that. So I'll be able to mold and cast them, and then use the antlers over and over again and not damage this piece. This piece I'll probably mount on something and hang it up, maybe in my garage, maybe in here. Who knows? I have other antlers. I have multiple racks but I wanted these smaller ones for a specific project. So very excited that I found these. I get why, but also unacceptable. Unacceptable, Bjorn. Just want to show that off. I like the gloss. I went with glossy on these. I'm happy I did. I'm starting to develop Gimmick Starport specific. Hey, thanks, Bjorn. Develop Gimmick Starport specific decals, stickers, designs, and they will be available hopefully first quarter 2024. There's actually a lot more that goes into them than I thought there was, which is cool because that means I get to learn. It'll be a good opportunity, and I love stickers, number one, so getting stickers made and out there to people is fun. Ma'am, get off your son. One of the things that they will be are they're going to be stickers and all, but like you can put them, out in the world, or you can use them in world building. Some of them will be more generic signs, warning signs and stuff, like writing that you would see on ships and stuff, but can also be used as, decor on your signs in your world, or you can put it on a prop, like a Star Wars prop. I did have something come in that was a pre-Black Friday special, or maybe it was a Black Friday special from Gerbercrete, which is a Star Wars poncho, one of their Denizens ponchos. This thing is extremely well made, extremely well sourced. Excuse me, sir. Cowman. I have my earrings over there, and he just sniffs around them, and it makes me nervous. I don't want him to eat them, but also I like to keep my earring where I can put it in my ear in the morning. Anyway, they're very well made. If you're into cosplay at all, or maybe you just want a cool poncho to wear to a Comic-Con, or maybe outdoor for photos, or you want a poncho to keep a little bit of snow off you. They're not waterproof, but you can waterproof them with wax. They make a special wax for that. But this thing is awesome, and I think one of my favorite parts is the collar is an extremely high collar meant for folding down. You can fold it down this way. You can fold it in on itself, but when you wear it, you can pull it up, and it will actively cover you to about here. So if you have a hat or, a bandana, or you have long hair, you put on a visor or something, it's in disguise. Easy little cosplay costume piece. Or you can fold it in on itself. Neat little thing. Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's another undocumented pneumonia cutting through China right now, which is causing labor shortages, hospitals being filled up again. It's going to be a repeat if it doesn't get a hand on it. So that's fun. Love that for us. Love that for the world. Love that for those people. It's just chef's kiss. Yeah. And it's tough. There are so many come here, Rosie. You can come on over. There are so many toy lines and Kickstarters that I'd love to see get crowdfunded, get funded, but it's so expensive. Hi, honey. Hello. But it's so expensive to back them all, especially when they take it out and then it's 3 years before the product shows up. I get why. Yes, honey, use your piggy. But do you hear these noises, guys? That's why we call her a piggy. Because she grunts like a piggy when she's happy. Yeah, you're a happy lady. But you fund it and you hope that it gets made. And I do hope every crowdfund for figures, be it 6-inch, 12-inch, 2-inch, 4-inch, 3 3/4, 118, I hope they all get funded, because people chasing their dreams to make toys, this is a renaissance period for toys, and I think that it's a really great thing that people even have the accessibility to consider that. So I hope that they get funded. Yeah. Huh. Say, Famine, you should make a toy of me. It will be the #1 selling miniature pincher named Mama Rosie toy on the entire market. Huh. I love you. Yes, it will. Yeah, it's a great time to be in the hobby. It's a great time to be a collector, just in general. Like, what we have access to right now is tremendous. Um, what we have access to as far as previous lines go, with eBay, Mercari, Instagram, YouTube, what's available for people trying to move older things and collect, hey, Audi, collect other things, is tremendous. So, like, you know, aside from the obvious implications of another medical emergency over there, respiratory illness, that's impacting supply chains, we can get figures, right? We can still get things in trade. There are still toys in the store. And, Amazon, 1-day shipping, complete game changer for everything. I still will purchase toys in the store when I can, but if it gets to the point where going to the store is not the best idea, the options are there, and that's a really cool thing that we have going for us, which we didn't have in the past. So there's that. If you guys are popping in, be sure to hit that like button on the video, please. That helps boost this up in the algorithm and shows more people that I'm live, which invites new people in. And that's the thing, is like, as much as I love chatting with you guys, I want more and more people to come in to chat with. I want more friends to communicate with. I want Snowflake to keep meowing over there because she sounds so cute. Hello, gorgeous girl. She's coming over. Hi, baby. Come here. She's like, where's my sticker money, Dad? Oh, oh goodness. What are you doing, you goofy cat? Like jumping and tumbling. He's silly. I read that as 99% online bullying, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of bullying getting done on. Yes, honey. Come here. I'm trying to get her to come over here. She's like 2 feet away, and I can't scoop her up because then I got to disconnect my headset. Come here, honey. Come here, Mao. Do you want to say hello to your adoring fans, or do you want to go out there and stare at my door and then meow to get in? Give me 1 second. She's going to stand outside the door and meow to get back in. She's a silly cat. Yeah. The fact that there's merchandise for those out there beyond DVD, T-shirt, it's cool. But like, for me, the reaction figures that are out, those same properties, for me, like, this does nothing for me. Right? It's so basically posed. The likeness isn't super. This is supposed to be Zoe from Firefly/Serenity, and it's just it's not for me. The accessories are great, but like, this does nothing for me. Could you imagine if somebody did like a really nice 118 set of the Golden Girls head sculpts? Like you could make some amazing figures. Imagine Rose, like a really good, really nicely sculpted Rose in your starport or your space station or your planet or whatever, and she goes, it wasn't like this in St. Olaf. Come on, that's great. And when family and friends come over, they see that and they're like, "Is that the Golden Girls?" You could hit them with the opening bars. Thank you for being a friend. Really lay it on. Be nice. Be a good moment, touching moment. Build a core memory with a family member or child. And if your kids or nephews or cousins don't know who the Golden Girls are, introduce them. One of the best shows on television, probably in my top 10 of favorite TV series ever. 7 seasons. Then there was Golden Palace. Can't miss. Wow. Oh, God. Man, what was it? Designing Women. You could have a SEAL Team Delta Burke. Oh, so where did we leave off last two on customs? I wanted to show you guys. Oh, yes. Because I did Zero. Sponsored by, not sponsored, my usual seltzer. But because we last left off and I hadn't done any painting over the holiday break, just because everything's busy and, I made dinner tonight, went over, had dinner with my girlfriend and family. I did the texture, my texture solution on there. It's dry, harder than a rock. Didn't come off under my fingernail when I scraped it. Gives it a stone texture. So that's going to get, dry brushed. I told you guys all about that. So that was a success. Remember that. You can go back and watch the previous last live stream where I showed that off, showed that recipe over, and then we did some just putting silver on this, on these EVA foam pieces and rivets to make a collar for this plumbing so that I can attach it in there. Just needs a touch of weathering and a little bit of an oil wash, and it'll match the rest. And that was another quickie made of scraps. Cost us next to nothing except for time. That's the ticket, right? And if you guys dig what I'm doing, please feel free to donate ko-fi.com/Famine Studios. Or if you want something for your money, which I completely get, and you feel like the value that I do isn't, up to par, but you love stickers, pick up a set of these stickers, 2 for $5. You can donate through Ko-Fi, or you can message me for my PayPal, and we'll get you set up for those. And that is shipped. Let's see here. It is a great show. Oh, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Anybody can make diorama pieces, even when you're limited with money. In our last live stream, we actually took recyclables right out of the trash. Those tops of like the 4-packs for cans of soda or seltzer or ciders, beers. We use those. They're up here in the starport as junction boxes. Sand them up, paint them with even the cheapest paints. You can make them into something cool. There's a million different ways. Thank you, Audi. Appreciate that. There's a million different ways you can do it and do it on the cheap. I always try and do it the cheapest way possible. You will hear me say, nope. I am not talented. I am practiced. Talent, I have, but I got that talent from practicing. Don't be afraid to suck, right? There's an expression. It's not even an expression. It's something like scientifically, measured and mathed out. It takes about 10,000 hours to become an expert at doing something, right? In between 0 and 10,000, there's a lot of room for mistakes. And even when people get to 10,000, they make mistakes. I was a production spray painter for 7 years out of the 10 years I worked in aerospace. It was the only level 2 spray painter that we had, spraying Teflon paint. Tiny little things can cause mess ups, but the longer I did it, the more time I put in, the better I got. It's proven. The more time you put into it, the better you will get. I promise you. Take the time and try. Don't think of it as a talent thing. You can have even the worst tools in the world. You can have the best tools in the world. I use junk scraps all the time and make some really cool things. I pick things up for cheap because if I screw them up, it's okay. I didn't waste a lot of money on it. I reuse things all the time because, you know, it's okay to suck, but you can have the tools. You can make the tools for free, for cheap. Then you're not throwing away money. You're just spending your time. Every time you fail, you've learned a new way that it doesn't work to keep going forward. Yeah, you're going to suck until you don't. That happens with me. I am very much a visual learner, a hands-on learner. And I struggle with things until all of a sudden, whatever switch is in there, it just clicks in my brain and I get it. And then I don't suck, or I suck less. And then it gets better. So I highly recommend taking the time, trying. And, you know, Yoda says there is no try. Start trying, right? You're going to wind up doing just like that. Promise. It's a lot of this stuff. It seems hard, but it is so, some of these things are so freaking easy. And like I said, when you put in the time and do it over and over again, it's going to become that much easier. It's going to happen that much quicker. You're going to be able to do it better. You're going to discover things that people at ILM who do miniature models never thought of, who any of these guys in this chat right now, or people that visit my channel, or people that I've done collaborations with, Instagrammers that I follow, haven't discovered yet, because everybody finds out something new. Please don't ever be afraid to try. It's not a, you know, born talented thing. It's time put in, then the talent comes. Put in the time. It's fun. It's worth it. Am I going to lie to you and say it's never stressful? No, I'm not. There are times when it's stressful, but when you get it done, you get it right. Dude, great feeling. This can happen. I found, because I recently had an instance where my pile of shame, which you guys can't see because it's off camera over there, it's much more organized and managed now, was full. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm hoarding all this garbage here. There's just pieces, bits, scraps, little sections. Like, I was literally holding, here's one. I actually plan on gluing this to something, so I just have it set aside. But I had like little pieces like this, little round offcuts of things, and I was just holding on to it. What helped me immensely was I took the time to organize it, right? Because then, and I don't have the grand scheme, the struggle that hoarders have in that sense, but like keeping trash and bits and oddities and stuff, the compulsion is there and the belief is there that you could be hoarding it. I'm not trying to downplay it, and I'm not trying to claim that I'm a hoarder. I'm just trying to relate. I promise you. But I took the time and organized it and put things into containers that I could see them, made things visible. I think I went live maybe on Instagram, and I was just organizing and chatting with people. And now my mess is way better. It's way more contained, and I can see the things that I need to use so I can take them and go. That helped me tremendously. And I mean, if it's a, keeping bits of trash issue, I have, damn, this drink's kicking my ass with the burps. Let's add some seltzer to it. Oh, that's good. I have cardboard from cereal boxes, the backs of notebooks, the mat board from the backs of frames that, I find that are wrecked. I just snip off the water damaged area and keep the good stuff. Cordage, wires, string. all kinds of stuff. You know what I did with those? Is I spooled them up, right? And I made them into bundles so that I could see them. They weren't like a knot of, that rat's nest of cord. Made it infinitely better to have that to look at. My pieces of armature wire, I straightened them out, put them together onto spools if they need to go back on a spool, if they needed to be one long piece so I could just pull them easy. Here's one that I'm saving because I'm getting ready to sculpt something with it. I put a loop on it so I could pull it out of the thing as soon as I needed it. Just little stuff like that helps clean up and organize and helps make it feel less overbearing and organized and makes it easier to pull things from. I hope that in some way helped. That is just my experience with that. At least for me, that thought of like, Jesus Christ, I'm keeping all this trash, or I'm keeping all these parts here. I could throw some of this stuff away. And that's the thing too that I did, was I actually found a few pieces where I'm like, the lamination of the cardboard was coming off. The cardboard was, I'm like, there's no reason for me to keep this. I can get a new box, and get a new piece. Like, this is something that can go. That type of stuff. It helped. So I'm glad to hear that. And like I said, like, organization, even if it's little things like, here's one of my organized boxes. Just a little dollar store tackle box, right? And I just threw my pieces and bits in there in an organized way so that I knew where they were. Keeps them from rolling around. It doesn't let them pile up there in a thing. And then it's over here on a shelf out of harm's way. So little stuff like that. One thing that I have to get infinitely better on is figuring out, and this is just as a maker, somebody who uses tools in their daily art versus their work, their job, or their like as a hobby. I need to get better at coming up with a place for. I had a studio workshop, so it was a little easier, but like having a place for tools that I will need. I know I'll need, like, I'm not going to use liquid nails every day. Why does it have to be right here? But I do want to have the liquid nails where I can get to it when the idea or need comes for it. So I just have to come up with a better solution for that other than just keeping it at an arm's reach. Things like that. But Bjorn says, new rule for junk. If you can't think of anything to do with it within 5 minutes, it goes. That is a good, that's a good way to look at it. I have a similar rule, is if I can't think of anything for it, it doesn't easily fit into one of these categories that I have, and then I look at tossing it. Or if it smells funny. I can't tell you the amount of times someone will come up and be like, hey, fam, and I heard you were looking for X, Y, or Z. Here you go. Here's this thing. You get it, and it like smells like cigarette smoke, or it smells like cat piss, or it smells like a fish died in it. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. They go into the recycling. Goes. Can't do it. Can't do it. And I've learned I like organizing because it helps me get to things. I want to know if I can pick this up and show you guys. I don't want to knock shit over. I will do. Somebody remind me on Tuesday's live show, the normal Tuesday show, and I will show off my tool storage that's right here behind the laptop. I don't want to pick it up because I have like things like this that are tall in there. These are tools. These aren't like for use for diorama, like to put them together. But like I have tall stuff, so if I pick it up, it's gonna probably knock shit over. So I have to like plan it. But like, ask me and I'll show you, because I have a thing about having access immediately to the tools that I use the most. I want to be able to just like, if I need a knife, I am. And then to follow up with that rule, if it stinks, it goes. But like, if I need I can do this without looking. If I need my, safety knife, the smaller one, if I need the smallest one, it's right next to it. That's not me not looking. I'm not even looking at it. 12-inch scale, steel scale. I can grab it, drop it on the laptop, not looking at it. So, like, that's how much I like to have my stuff organized in a particular way. Give me another tool. Large dry brush. Like, I have things set up in a particular way. Keeping it organized helps me with that, and the tools are right there. These are recent additions, and I'm actually going to cut them down. I just need to get a brass cutter or find my brass cutter to cut these and put a wooden handle on them, or something. But these are pipes that have a beveled edge, which you can see there, and they are for cutting foam rivets of various sizes. The big one, I haven't beveled the edge yet, but I've been using these guys to make rivets from foam. So they've been getting a lot of use, so I've been keeping them here. But then you have tools, like I said, like liquid nails. I'm not putting up any shelves today. I'm not gluing anything directly to the wall right now that needs liquid nails. Why is that on my workbench? Doesn't need to be here on my workbench at all times. Doesn't. So I need to find a better place to put it, but it's, accessible. Being in this is my studio now, this smaller space, which thankful I have it. I'm not complaining, but I just have to get more creative with things of that nature. Again, my clipboard, right? I've got this really, really groovy clipboard. It's neon. Actually, visually, it's way more neon in person. But do I need this right here? No. Can I come up with a place to hang it on the wall behind me so I can put important messages on there for myself? Probably. And I will be doing that, but it doesn't need to be over here where shit can get spilled on it. Acetone, paint. So always improvement, always self-improvement. Yeah, precisely. First order retrievability. That's what I am building towards. What I have now is a order of retrievability that works for me. Yep. But I want to get better at that, being in such a small area. Yeah, except it won't be golf courses. It'll be gaming centers with air conditioning because the planet's on fire because of all the 36-hole golf courses. And that's not a knock at you. That's just the whole golf industry terraforming areas, making them worse. But yes, first order retrievability. Another set of weird tools that I have right here that I use pretty frequently that I never thought I would. Took some clamps from Helping Hands, alligator clamps, roach clips, whatever you want to call them, and put them on paintbrush sticks where the paintbrushes have died. So I just ripped the bristles off, and I keep those sticks because they come in handy. Spot of glue on there, clamped them, made sure. And when I take something outside to paint, like all I have to do is clip a little spot, paint it, bring it inside, and then, right back where I got it. It can sit there and dry. It's out of my way. I don't have to touch it. It is in amongst the tools. Doesn't need to be. You can see some of the black paint on there last time I painted with it. Really handy to have, or holding with a glove. I started wearing gloves more because, like Craftsman says, get the sticker that says, caution, wear you some gloves. So I keep that right here on my workbench to remind me to wear gloves. I know that feeling 100%, and it's such a. I always feel morbid about saying it, but I know what you mean. I am in that same position too. Um, in my case, my family member doesn't want any major repairs or anything done in the home until post that unfortunate thing happens. So right now it's all just maintenance. But once that unfortunate event does happen, um, the basement will get completely redone, resealed, refinished. Hopefully, no more flooding issues, no more drainage issues. Be able to work down there again, get a little more separation of my arts and my living space. I don't mind it right now, but I could see how this weighs on people. Um, Other people that do it, but yeah. Um, if you're into that sort of thing, Chris Shaler from Empire Toy Works just built a whole like pond in his yard with specific plans to use it for figure setup and things like that. So check that out. Empire Toy Works. And I do have this squeaky, kind of raspy voice today, folks, because I went to see In This Moment and Ice Nine Kills, Avatar, and New Year's Day all in one show. And towards the end of the night, when Ice Nine Kills came out, I may have done a little bit of singing, just a little bit of screaming along with the songs, and hurt my voice. So I'll spare you guys the performance tonight. Yeah. It's I call it a lucky unfortunate situation. I am so lucky to be able to be there for my family member. I'm very fortunate to be in the spot that I am now. But also it's gonna be sad when it changes, but it's the world, right? Everything changes. Yeah, I like the music. My girlfriend got me into listening to them. It's just I never wanted to go to one of their shows. I'm not sure what was preventing me from going, but good goddamn, um, Maria Brink and company put on a hell of a show. Her current, I believe, bass guitarist is out, so the bass guitarist from Motionless in White was up there on stage with them performing, which was a treat because we've seen them a couple of times with Ice Nine Kills. This was a really badass show, and Maria Brink is a goddess, and just like my girlfriend has a tattoo of her on her thigh. Anthony, I'll have to send you a picture. She's got a tattoo of Maria on her thigh that was done at Salem, Massachusetts. We're gonna work this through, brain. Black Veil Inc. Black Veil, and Ryan and Matt Murray. McMurray? Murray. Ryan and Matthew Murray did the tattoo. Badass. Yeah, and she met her. We were at a I'm a big fan of the Midnight. They're a how would I describe them? Synthwave band, but like they perform and sing and actually do this stuff. It's not all electronic. But anyway, she happened to be there as a fan because it was a local show. Maria's from Albany. Her son has his fashion studio here in Albany, and we happened to be there to see the show. And in walks Maria, looking gorgeous as ever. And my girlfriend got to go over and meet her, and I believe she had met her before too. But it was really cool to like see that interaction happen. It made me really happy. But she was there as a fan to see them performed. Hello, hello. I was just talking about Salem, talking about tattoos in Salem. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the ass end of that conversation. But yeah, it was a really, really cool show. We did leave a couple of songs early from Ice Nine Kills since we've seen them a few times, and we knew that traffic leaving that place was a nightmare. So we got out of there, but it was so damn good. Never a dull concert with those guys. I didn't get any merch this time. Just like I $40 for a concert T-shirt, that hurts. If there was a design that I super liked, I would have considered it, but I mean, $40 was. I get it. Go see any of those bands I mentioned. Avatar was cool as hell. Holy shit, does their lead singer have such stage presence? Holy Christ, like he's got, like, when you think of, I don't even want to say rock star because it's like a little bit higher than rock star. Like, he was a performer, a true performer. Really cool show there. New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. The lead singer, she was all about working with the crowd, talking with the crowd, engaging with the crowd, getting the crowd involved. Maria Brink from In This Moment was fucking phenomenal. She was great with interacting with the crowd too. The whole band was, and then Ice Nine Kills had the place exploding. If you're a fan of horror movies or the horror genre, that is what their library of music is mostly about, is songs that and music videos that are homages to the horror movies that we grew up on in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and it is badass. Great music. Check them out. And then there's Motionless, which we've seen a couple of times with Ice Nine Kills. Big fan of them. Yeah. Why didn't you guys tell me the frog wasn't on? It's Sunday night and I don't have my frog glowing. So for any of the people that rocked in a little bit late, be sure to hit that like. I'm doing, just to let you know, just to shill for myself a little bit. Got vinyl, Famine Studio stickers, 2 for $5. Head over to ko-fi.com/Famine Studios to get them that way, or you can message me on Instagram. I'll hit you with my PayPal, $5 shipped. You get 2 of these stickers. They're vinyl, they're rugged, they're tough, great adhesive. Stick them on the forehead of somebody you like. Stick them on the forehead of somebody you don't like. Just throwing that out there, and then be sure to hit that like button, as I said. And I'm trying to think because I've got other stuff I could show off, but it would potentially be showing off somebody's Christmas presents, so I don't want to spoil that, so I won't. But I could, but I'm not gonna. Oh, this was the other thing I did get myself. If you're a world builder, you're gonna be building stuff out of wood. People, a lot of people are starting to use like the I guess the Empire Toy Works method of just like build everything out of wood. Get yourself a Craig jig or a pocket holder. I had one that was smaller and more plastic, and it kind of sucked that I lost it. I'm glad I lost it because I was able to get this for myself. I've worked with a joiner tool before. Highly recommend get this because it's going to allow you to make pocket holes. It's going to make your connections that much better, your angles that much better. And also look up woodworking videos so you know what you're using and how to use it. And then also, this is not something I purchased, but this is something I have. Get yourself a level. Good bubble floating level, 3 different ones, 45 degree, horizontal, vertical. Get one. Does the job. Helps you keep track of things. I don't know if you guys can hear Azrael out there yelling because she wants to come in. But if I let her in, she's going to turn around and want to walk out. Tissue boxes with Greeblies. That sounds like a Friday night back in high school. Pieces for a famine costume for the Dime Novel Legends Jackalope head. That's the ticket. And Bjorn, what do you think the stag horns are for, buddy? Working on something pretty cool. And that's the thing, is this channel, for anybody that's new, just tuning in, this channel isn't specifically just toy stuff. It's also props, costumes, bigger accessories, reproductions. Going to be working on something. I'm going to show it to the screen now. I want everyone to know that this is not real. This is fake. This is a prop. It's not real. Making this into a sci-fi blaster, a cyberpunk sci-fi blaster. Someone is 3D printing or coming up with a 3D print design which extends this to make it look even more futuristic and fake. Again, this is plastic, not real. Not brandishing it towards the camera, just showing this is one of those projects I will be working on. I think this is going to be my character's main blaster. That's what we're going to say. But this thing is pretty darn neat. It's futuristic enough, but also kind of westerny. But yeah. Yes, I agree. I would say a quick square as well, and a good carpenter's pencil set. Yeah, everything I do can transfer up, I should say, or transfer down in scale, size, projects that you're working on. Thank you. I am always safe, and I always treat every artificial blaster as though it is real, because I do utilize real blasters at the range. Good practice just to treat it as though it is real, even if it's fake, even if it's made of foam rubber and you can go like this, which I have a couple that are like that. Always practice, keep your booger hooker off of the trigger. That is a, take a look for you. This is the Broadax 44 Super Magnum. It is airsoft. It is a decommissioned airsoft. What that means is I have done things to ensure that this will never do the thing, and I've taken pieces out of it to prevent that from happening, but I do, again, stress that it is artificial. And that's the thing, is I also do have a orange plug that goes in there when it is anywhere outside of the immediate room, because it is artificial, and I want people to know that, and I don't want to get deleted by the corpos. How's that? Yeah. Yes. One thing that I'm going to be doing on the channel too is be working on doing a run, and it will probably be a small, like 10-piece run of block printed bandanas similar to this. I kind of dig this design. I would make a couple of changes, but I've really fallen in love with this bandana. So this is one that I'm going to be working on. That said, I am going to hop off of the stream. I do want to get these dogs fed, get everything cleaned up for the night. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If this is your first time, you like what you saw, please hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel. Be sure to leave a like, comment on the video if you're here afterwards. Glad to answer your questions. Otherwise, I hope you guys are well. Be good. Enjoy your week. As always, Too Sweet Me. Take care, guys. Be well.